All right, good morning, Ms. Bermudez. I will swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that you will translate from Spanish to English and English to Spanish to the best of your skill and knowledge?
I do.
All right. Chavez Montoya.
Chavez Montoya?
Sí,
Yes.
All right. You've been charged with driving without a license.
A usted se le imputa el cargo de manejar sin licencia de conducir.
Your bond is $1,000.
Su fianza es de $1,000
And fleeing from a police officer or misdemeanor.
y de huir de un oficial de policía, lo cual es un delito menor.
Your bond is $2,000.
Su fianza es de $2,000.
The total amount of your bond is $3,000.
La cantidad total de su fianza es de $3,000.
ok.
Ok.
I will appoint you a public defender.
Le voy a asignar un abogado de oficio
Ujú.
And you'll be released later today, all right, sir?
y a usted lo van a poner en libertad más tarde en el día de hoy. ¿Ok, señor?
Está bien.
That's fine.
All right, do you have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
¿Cómo me puedo comunicar para que vengan a pagar la fianza?
How can I make a phone call so they can come and pay the bond?
You will be able to make a phone call after this hearing.
Usted va a poder hacer una llamada telefónica después que termine esta audiencia.
You can arrange that with the sheriff's office.
Usted puede hacer esos arreglos con la comisaría.
Es que no me sé ningún número de mis familiares.
The thing is that I don't know any of my family members' phone number.
Okay. Did you have a phone?
Interpreter, you let him know that we'll get his phone at his property and he'll get numbers at his property.
Okay, and he's being released
Ok,
today.
señor.
Okay.
A usted le van a permitir sacar el teléfono para que pueda sacar los números, pero de todas maneras a usted lo van a poner en libertad en el día de hoy.
Es que no traigo mi teléfono.
I don't have my phone.
Okay, we'll take care of it.
All right, thank you.
Ok, nosotros nos vamos a ocupar de ello.
All right, Ms. Salinas.
Señorita Salinas?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you've been charged with improper lane change.
Usted se le imputa el cargo de cambio inapropiado de carril.
Your bond is $500.
Su fianza es de $500.
Driving without a license.
De manejar sin licencia de conducir.
Your bond is $1,000.
Su fianza es de $1,000.
And driving under the influence of alcohol.
Y de manejar bajo los efectos del alcohol.
And your bond is $3,000.
Su fianza es de $3,000.
The total amount of your bond is $4,500.
La cantidad total de su fianza es de $4,500.
Do you think that you will make bond?
¿Cree usted que va a poder pagar su fianza?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 28th.
Su próxima audiencia en el tribunal, si usted no paga su fianza y sale, va a ser el día 28 de enero.
What type of work do you do?
¿Qué tipo de trabajo hace usted?
Limpio oficinas.
I'll clean swimming pools.
All right. I will appoint you a public defender
Yo le voy a asignar un abogado de oficio
to help you if you don't bond out.
para que le ayude si usted no paga su fianza y sale.
Do you have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
¿La puedo pagar ahora mismo?
Can I pay it right now?
You can arrange that with the sheriff's office. As soon as you pay your bond, you will be released.
Usted puede hablar eso con la comisaría y tan pronto usted pague su fianza, usted la pondría en libertad.
Está bien.
All right. I
That's
wish y'all
fine. Le deseo lo mejor.
Ok. Gracias.
Go back and sit.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bermudez.
Whatever.
You're very welcome, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right. We are streaming live on YouTube. Good morning, everyone. Today is January 11th, 2025. I'm Judge Beatrice Scott. I'll be presiding over the matter in court this morning. If you're having trouble at any time hearing me, please let me know. There are a few things I need to go over with you prior to starting the calendar. Please listen carefully as it will help you better understand the nature and the purpose of today's proceeding. First, I'm not here to try your case or to take a plea or to have any legal discussions with you about the specific facts of your case. The purpose of the first appearance hearing is to inform you of the charges against you, advise you of certain rights, set bond for those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bond, and to schedule a preliminary hearing. Also, to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent. Please do not attempt to tell me any specifics about your case or any legal defense you may have. As I said earlier, we are streaming live. Anything you say during these proceedings can and will most likely be used against you in later proceedings. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for felonies. You have an accusation filed against you for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf. You have the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you. You have the right to testify on your own behalf and to offer evidence in your own defense, but you don't have to. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. Also, if you're not a citizen, some charges may adversely affect your immigration status. You will need to consult with an attorney. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending the prosecution of your case. These bonds may be posted in one of three different ways: by cash, commercial, or property bond. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash together with any mandated fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your final court date, at which time the cash will be returned to the person who posted the bond. If you do not have the full bond amount in cash, you could also use a commercial bonding company who would take up to 15% of the bond amount as their fee, and this fee will not be returned to you. You may also have someone post a property bond as long as there is net equity in the property of at least 3 times the amount of the bond. For example, if I set a bond for $2,000, your property must have at least $6,000 in equity to qualify as a property bond. Each of you will have as a condition of your bond that you are not to violate any laws while out on bond. Some of you will have the additional special conditions that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going certain places. If you have a no contact provision in your bond, that means you must stay away and have no contact with the victim. You may not call, text, email, write a letter to, or contact through any social media platform. You can't even do something nice for that person, such as sending them a flower or a gift or a nice song. As nice as that may be, it would be a violation of your bond. If I order you to not return to a particular location, that means you cannot go back to that location for any reason. If the no return to location is a shared residence, meaning you reside there with the alleged victim, please let me know, and I will authorize you to go back, but only while accompanied by a sheriff, to collect some of your personal belongings that are not in dispute, meaning that there is no issue with who owns the property. You will need to make an appointment with the sheriff's office within 10 days of being released to pick up your personal belongings. Now, unfortunately, some percentage of you will be back in custody on a bond revocation because you didn't take what I'm saying seriously. Instead, you will return to the residence, reconcile with the victim. The moment the victim becomes upset, the police will be called and you will be arrested and held with no bond. The court takes these special conditions very seriously. Please just follow the order until it is modified or your case is resolved. If you do violate the bond order and the court considers your contact intimidating or harassing, you can receive additional felony charges up to including aggravated stalking. These type charges carry punishment of 20 years in prison and $20,000 in fines. Also, if your spouse, family member, or friend is the alleged victim in your case, he or she will not be allowed to post your bond, nor are you able to contact the victim while you are in jail. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County. You are currently on probation. The court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Whether a bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. Please listen closely as I tell you about the preliminary hearing. Today, I will give each of you a date for a preliminary hearing. The purpose of the preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is enough evidence or probable cause to keep you detained on your charges. If you bond out, Your preliminary hearing is automatically waived because you are out of jail and no longer detained. If you are charged with a misdemeanor only, when you come before the court, I will ask you if you wish to waive your preliminary hearing. Waiving your preliminary hearing does not affect your rights or your bond amount. It simply moves your case from magistrate court to state court faster. The court does not have a preference as to whether you waive your preliminary hearing. So if you are confused or you have any questions about that when you come up, I will just go ahead on and give you the preliminary hearing date, as I do not want you to waive something that you do not understand. Again, if you do bond out, the date I give you today, you do not have to appear in court. Also, if you have a prior criminal history, meaning this is not your first arrest, you are not eligible for an OR or signature bond. Please heed this warning. It has come to our attention that inmate families have been contacted by individuals claiming to be an employee of the jail, offering a pretrial program and dismissal of all charges if a substantial fee is paid. Please note that this is a scam and no such program exists from the jail. Finally, I'm about to read the oath to you. If you understand and swear to this, please respond, I do. Everyone, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information that you're about to give to this court, as well as any information provided on your application for court-appointed counsel, is true and correct? If so, say I do. All right, you may put your hands down.
Last name?
All right, what's your name?
Nico Lewis.
What's your last name?
Lewis.
Okay. All right, Ms. Lewis, you've been charged with violating the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, a felony offense. Your bond is $3,000. Possession of marijuana over an ounce, your bond is $2,000. And an open container violation, your bond is $500. The total amount of your bond is $5,500. Do you understand your charges and your bond amount?
What was my second charge? I mean,
Possession of marijuana more than an ounce.
that's not the same as the first one?
No, the first one I think is possession of marijuana with intent to distribute.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you understand your charges and your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have a job?
No.
All right. I will appoint you a public defender. The next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 29th, okay?
Subject number 6.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Subject 6.
I wish you all the best.
Say January
26.
26.
Step up. Say your name.
Donna Hawkins.
What's your name?
How you doing?
What's
Yes.
your last name?
Oh, Hawkins. I'm sorry.
All right, Ms. Hawkins, you have been charged with simple battery. Your bond and special conditions that you not have any contact with Christopher King, that you not return to 217 Canterbury Drive in Jonesboro until this case is complete. Do you understand?
That's why I stay. He doesn't stay there. He does not stay there. He does not have no rights to that place. He's not even on the lease. I am.
Okay, well, the information that I have says that he does live there.
He does not live
I
there.
will. Let me see.
He does. It's a pad split, so that would mean he would have to be paying pad split. His pad split is in Fairburn.
Okay. What type of work do you do?
I was a CNA until he came around and got me fired from that job. So no, nothing right now.
All right, I will appoint you a public defender. You would have to talk with an attorney about how to adjust the condition, but as of now, you cannot return to that location, okay? You do, so I'm appointing a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is June 28th,
Never heard the bond.
and you will be released later today, okay?
Thank you so much, Judge. You're a blessing.
All right, you too.
But look, one thing though, so who you said that we have to contact the people so they can let me and get my stuff?
You have to contact the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release, and they will go with you to pick up any belongings that you need.
Can I get that information when I get released, please? Because I have nothing, no clothes, no nothing.
They'll give you a copy of your bond order. It's on there, okay?
Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right.
We're getting the men in order for you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Seiko Brady.
All right, sir, your case is a little different than everybody else's case today.
Mhm.
Um,
We can wait to the end if you want, Your Honor. I didn't know his fuses. I'm sorry.
I can do them now because
Okay,
he's
all right,
only
go ahead.
fugitive. Okay. You are being declared a fugitive from justice. It just means that you are wanted in another state. You are wanted in Florida. You have to return to Florida to address your charges. You can voluntarily return to Florida. If you do, they have 30 days to come and pick you up. If they don't come within that time frame, you will be released. Some people already know what they want to do. Is that what you want to do?
If I volunteer to go to Florida myself, will I be released today? Is that what you're saying?
No, you'll be held in our jail for 30 days while Florida decides whether they want to come and get you.
Okay, and if I don't voluntarily do it, then what happens? Did I get her this wrong with you?
And so let me
Yes.
read you some other information then, okay? A
Yes.
fugitive warrant has been issued for your arrest. You do have charges pending against you here. You do not have charges pending here in Clayton County. You have been brought before the court today because you have charges pending in Florida, and the state is requesting that you return to answer to the charges of forgery.
Yes.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Georgia, you are brought before me for an explanation of these proceedings. You have the right to contest the legality of this warrant in all extradition proceedings, or you may waive your right to extradition proceedings and voluntarily return to the state requesting your detention. Before I inform you of whether you or not you wish to waive extradition, please let me know. Let me explain to you the following rights. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If you desire to contest the legality of these extradition proceedings, then you must file or have filed on your behalf a writ of habeas corpus. You will be allowed a reasonable amount of time to file that writ. You may file a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition. The writ of habeas corpus can only contest whether the extradition documents are in order on their face, whether you are charged with a crime in the demanding state, whether you are the person named in the request for extradition, and whether or not you are in fact a fugitive. You cannot contest the guilt or innocence, your guilt or innocence in this state. You are entitled again to the advice of counsel in deciding whether to contest a waive extradition if you so desire. If you waive extradition, the state of Florida will have 30 days to come and get you. If Florida has not picked you up in 30 days, you will be released. If you contest extradition and the state is unable to extradite you within 30 days, you may be committed to our county for an additional 60 days awaiting extradition. Do you wish to waive extradition and return to Florida?
Yes.
Okay. So they have waivers there for you to sign. There are 7 documents. They all say the same thing. You will receive a copy, and the others will follow you throughout the process, and your 30 days will start tomorrow, okay? Okay?
Your Honor.
You're gonna send all this, same thing, okay? You're gonna send all of it.
What's your name, sir?
James K.
All right. Mr. Cage, you've been charged with theft by conversion. Your bond is $10,000.
Oh,
They're all the same. Yeah, the same copy, the same. Okay.
All right. Do you understand your bond amount?
Yes.
All right, based upon your application, you don't qualify for a public defender. You would have to hire your own attorney.
Okay.
Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 29th, okay? All right, I wish you all the best. What's your name?
Carrington.
All right, Mr. Carrington, you've been charged with criminal damage to property in the second degree. Your bond is $3,000. That's a felony offense. Criminal trespass, your bond is $2,000. And battery family violence, your bond is $3,000. The total amount of your bond is $8,000. Do you understand your bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond also has special conditions that you not have any contact with Destiny Williams and that you not return to 228 Morrow Road in Forest Park until this case is complete. Okay?
That's your copy. Okay. You know where you.
Hold on. You do qualify for a public defender. If you don't bond out, your next court date is January 29th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I wish you all the best.
Yeah, go ahead. You know about yeah, go ahead.
What's your name? All right, Mr. Clark. You've been charged with cruelty to children in the third degree. Your bond is $3,000. Simple battery, your bond is $5,000. And criminal trespass, your bond is $2,000. The total amount of your bond is $10,000. I will appoint you a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 28th, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I wish you all the best. Oh, I'm sorry, your bond has special conditions. You do not have any contact with Tarea Essence Flemister, and that you not return to 10659 Woodstock Street in Jonesboro, okay? All right, I wish you all the best. What's your name, sir?
Joseph Daly.
All right, sir, you've been charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Your bond is $5,000. Do you understand your bond amount? All right, you do qualify for a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 29th, okay? All right, I wish you all the best.
About, sir. All right, please.
What's your name?
Mark Ford.
All right, sir, you have been charged with violating the Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Your bond is $2,000. Do you understand your bond amount?
Yes.
All right, you do qualify for a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 29th, okay? And this is a felony offense, all right?
Okay.
I wish you all the best.
Come on, sir. Tell the judge your names.
Torrance Hall.
All right, Mr. Hall, you've been charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $2,000. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Ruby Hall and that you not return to 797 Darlington Drive in Jonesboro while this case is pending. Do you understand?
I can't get an OR bond?
Do you understand your bond conditions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You do qualify for a public defender. You're charged with a misdemeanor, so you could waive your preliminary hearing if you would like.
No.
Would you like to waive it?
No.
Okay, so it's set for January 28th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? You don't bond out.
There's no way
And you do not qualify for an OR bond.
I mean,
Okay?
I haven't been in trouble in years, so I don't like. It
So I'm
ain't
not able to adjust your bond, all right, sir?
okay.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, go this way, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Next, come on, sir. Step up on that. Say your names. The judge.
What's your name?
Arnold Langford.
All right, Mr. Langford, you've been charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $3,000. Entering an automobile, your bond is $5,000. The total amount of your bond is $8,000. You did have a charge of criminal damage to property in second degree. That has been dismissed at this time. It may be brought back at a later date, okay? What type of work do you do?
Truck driver.
A truck driver?
Local.
All right. I will appoint you a public defender to assist you. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 29th, okay? All right. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. All right, this time right here. Go ahead. Hey, the full names.
Marshall.
All right. Sir, you've been charged with carrying a concealed weapon. Your bond is $5,000. Where do you work?
I work at a restaurant.
Do you not know how much you make a month?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm not able to appoint you a public defender at this time, okay? You have to hire your own attorney. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 28th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I wish you all the best.
Done, just come right.
What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name Milner, ma'am.
All right. You've been charged with aggravated assault, criminal damage to property in second degree, and entering an automobile. No bond has been set on those charges at this time. You're also charged with a misdemeanor offense of criminal trespass. You do have a bond of $5,000 for that, but overall, you do not have a bond at this time, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, you do qualify for a public defender.
Okay.
Your next court, and so I did appoint you a public defender. Your next court date is January 29th, okay?
Ma'am.
All right, I wish you all the best.
All right, next. Yes, I'm ready.
What's your name, sir?
For parent.
All right, Mr. Perrin, you've been charged with driving under the influence. Your bond is $3,000. Do you understand your bond amount?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
All right. Based upon your application, sir, you would have to hire your own attorney to assist you with this. Your next court date is January 28th if you don't bond out, okay?
How you doing, Your Honor?
What's your name?
Xavier Phelps.
All right, sir, you've been charged with simple battery and criminal trespass. Your bond on special conditions that you not have any contact with Terica George. And you not return to 5736 Misty View Drive in Rex, Georgia until this case is complete. You understand?
Well, I live there. She don't, so I'm trying to see how that works on my behalf.
The information that I have says that you all live together. So unfortunately, you're not able to return to that location.
Okay.
You would have to hire your own attorney.
Yes,
And so you can talk to an attorney about how to adjust that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll be released later today, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. I wish you all the best.
All right. You next.
What's your name?
Clayton Randolph Samuel.
All right. You've been charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $2,000. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with Arnetris Elaine Beatty and that you're not returned to 639 Garden Walk Boulevard until this case is complete. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. You do qualify for a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 28th, okay? I wish y'all the best.
Just come right there. Next.
What's your name?
John Stevens.
All right, you've been charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,500. Simple battery. Your bond is $3,000. The total amount of your bond is $4,500. Your bond has special conditions that do not have any contact with Barbara Moorer and that you not return to 6231 Highway 85 in Riverdale. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have a job, sir?
Yes.
How much do you make per month?
About 800 a month.
All right, I will appoint you a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 28th, okay?
Okay. So I won't be released today.
No, sir. You have to make your bond, okay?
All right.
Once you make your bond, you'll be released.
Okay.
All right, I wish you all the best.
Next, you come on.
What's your name?
Kanye Sutton.
All right, Mr. Sutton, you've been charged with reckless conduct. Your bond is $2,000. Loitering, prowling, your bond is $1,000. Discharging a firearm near a highway, your bond is $3,000. And possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, your bond is $5,000. The total amount of your bond is $11,000. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not a convicted felon though. I'm not a felon at all.
Okay. All right. Do you have a job?
I receive unemployment.
You come on, sir.
All right. I will appoint you a public defender to assist you with this. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 29th, okay?
The 29th.
Yes, if you don't bond out, okay?
Come on, sir.
So
All right, I wish you all the best.
I was going to say for the convicted felon, I'm still, that's,
You have to talk with your attorney about that, okay?
All right, come on, sir. Come on, you start right inside 6. Next. Quiet.
Go inside number 6.
Come on.
What's your name?
Eddie Terry.
All right, you have been charged with violating the Georgia Controlled Substance Act, a felony offense. Because you are on probation, I'm not able to set a bond for you for that at this time. So overall, you don't have a bond. You're also charged with driving with a concealed tag. Your bond is $500. Driving with expired tag, your bond is $500. And driving without insurance, your bond is $1,000. But again, overall, you don't have a bond. You do qualify for a public defender. Your next court date is January 29th. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not on probation.
I'm sorry?
I'm not on probation.
The information I have says you're on probation from Clayton Superior Court.
Is this over with? Everybody's been over with.
You just received probation in May of 2024. Okay?
All right, come on, just.
All right?
Good judge. All right.
Sorry, Mr. Terry, come here.
What's your name?
It is.
Last name.
All right, you've been charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Your bond is $2,500, and party to a crime, your bond is $2,500. The total amount of your bond is $5,000. Your bond is special conditions that you're not having any contact with Kayshawn Spears or Daniel Jackson until this case is complete. Do you understand?
Am I able to pay 10% and get out, or do I have to pay the whole percent and get out?
Yes.
You can check with the bonding company, okay?
Yes, man. Who do I, it's my first time being here. Who do I ask with? I don't know who I talk to.
You'll be able to make a phone call after this hearing, okay?
All right, yes, man.
You do qualify for a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is January 29th, okay?
Yes, man.
He's the last.
Last one?
Yep. I think, Judge, that should be it.
All right, yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Oh, you're welcome, Judge. All right.
You have a good day.
You too.